the share screen button. Sorry, one sec, it is coming. All right. Cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Fred Strauss. I lead our managed services team in Obsidian, and I'm going to tell you a bit about what we do and how we do it. So, how often do you think about Linux? I think for many people, the answer is probably only when it goes wrong. But if you're like us, then we think about it all the time. So let's try and make you think about it less, so that you never have to worry about it going wrong. So in the managed services team, like I said, we like thinking about Linux all the time. And we help our customers by looking after hundreds of Linux servers for them. So I'm going to take you through a bit of how we do it and what we do. So there are a number of tools that we use. We use a lot of tools in the Atlassian stack: ticketing, Jira Service Management, assets. We also use Grafana and Isinga for monitoring. We use Ansible for running playbooks and reproducible tasks. And we also use Git for version control for, in particular, Ansible and some of our other configurations as well. Some of the environments we look after: Red Hat Enterprise Linux, of course, the RHEL clones, Rocky, Alma, and not so much CentOS anymore, but that used to be the case as well. We also look after some Ubuntu and Debian systems. So Ansible is a tool that we use to perform the same tasks across multiple servers. What's nice about Ansible is that it's distribution agnostic, and it allows us to easily repeat actions and tasks in a consistent manner. So, for example, applying updates in the same way or installing a necessary set of packages. A brief look at the Ansible command line interface. So us techies like to use command line interfaces. So this is just a very simple task where Ansible performs a ping to those three different servers. And in Ansible terms, a ping is not the same as the ping command on the command line. An Ansible ping actually connects via Ansible to the remote host, verifies that everything is working, and then comes back with, in this case, success, or it can also tell you if there's a failure. So it's a simple way to test that Ansible is working, and this is just the output of one of those. Ansible also has web interfaces. We use AWX internally. AWX gives you a bit of a more visual approach to working with Ansible. It can connect to Git to retrieve playbooks from there. Also, inventories from Git. Inventories are basically the lists of systems and how to connect to them. And then you can visually see and schedule when playbooks should run. You can see whether it was successful or not. You can dig in and go and see the exact output of each playbook run. So if there were errors, you can see the errors in there and troubleshoot that way. The other nice thing about AWX is that you can schedule playbooks to run at regular intervals. So whether it's daily, weekly, hourly, monthly, whatever the case is. We have some playbooks that run internally for ourselves monthly that perform some of the tasks that we need to do monthly. So yeah, very nice tool to automate Ansible and work with it in a more visual way if command line interface is not your thing. Like I said, we use Grafana and Isinga for monitoring. This is just a simple screenshot of Grafana. This is just a subset of the kind of information Grafana can give you on a Linux system. There's a lot more detail you could get, but the screenshot would become too small to make out if I included all of that. But what I also like about Grafana is that you can zoom in on a particular section. So if you can see there's a network spike um, there, you can zoom in on that section, and then Grafana will show you all of the other metrics in that zoomed in time frame as well, so that you can troubleshoot and investigate the problem there. We like to use open source tools wherever possible. We also like open tools with paid for escalation paths. On the odd occasion that you do need it, it's not very often, but if you do need it, it is nice to be able to escalate to the vendor. And then we avoid proprietary data formats. So we believe that data should be open and yours and the customers. So we avoid proprietary data formats wherever we can. But in my opinion, the tools aren't really the most important part. Everyone has ticketing, everyone has monitoring and graphing. So from a bigger picture point of view, those things are kind of the same. That's not what sets us apart from everyone else doing this kind of thing. What does set us apart is our people and our processes. So if we look at my team, we have 8 people in the team. 6 of them are RHCEs, Red Hat certified engineers. We have 2 new interns who are already Red Hat certified system administrators, and they're working towards their RHCEs as well. We have a Red Hat certified architect, which, if you know the Red Hat certifications, that's quite the certification to have. And we have others working their ways towards RHCA as well. This is just my team. It's not the whole company. In the rest of the company, we have even more certifications. We have more RHCAs, more RHCEs as well. And my team obviously has access to those people. If they need their help, they can pull them in to work on a problem as well. And then the processes, I like to keep it simple, but reproducible and repeatable. So we do monthly maintenance and updates for our customers. This prevents most potential issues before they occur. And also downtime, if it is needed, can be scheduled in a controlled fashion. It's not like emergency downtime. We can schedule it in advance for a time that suits the customer. We also do the more normal monitoring with thresholds and automated alerts, and that allows us to notice problems before they become severe. So we will notice if, for example, a disk is becoming full, we can pick that up before it becomes a problem. And then another process that is quite important in my view is we do maintenance and standby rotation. What I mean by that is, so standby is pretty simple. We have someone on standby 24/7, and that is rotated weekly. And then our maintenance is rotated quarterly. So everyone in my team has a certain group of customers that they do maintenance for every month, and that is changed every 3 months. So what that means is that all of our people, everyone in the team, gets to know all of our customers' environments, and if an emergency call does come in, then they are familiar with the environment regardless of who is on standby. The other thing that allows us to do is some of our customers require VPNs, and this also allows us to check and test that those VPNs and connectivity is working on a regular basis. Okay, so if you wanted to do 24/7 standby for yourself in your own company, we estimate that you would need at least 3 people to provide that 24/7 standby. And you would preferably want good skills in those people, like RHCE equivalent. And that can be expensive for, especially for a small company whose infrastructure is not that large. But we can do it for you at a fraction of the cost of one of those RHCE salaries. We can also supplement your existing IT team. So lots of our customers have IT teams, and they just use us for the extended 24/7 support so that they don't have to use their own people for that. So we can work with your existing IT teams as well. And we also have other SLAs available. It's not only 24/7. That's not the only option. We do have others as well. Okay, so what you get from our services is less downtime, the regular maintenance, like I explained, which prevents a lot of problems early on. We have an expert team on call with the 24/7 options. And we can also give you recommendations on improving your infrastructure and work with you to grow that environment for you. All right, that is all I have. It's not very easy to do questions and answers here. So if you could please move to under event map, go back to smarter tech, and then if you go to floor 2 at the top left table, I believe it's called Observe Smarter. I will be there and some of my team will be there to answer any questions that anyone might have. Thank you.